Hi Thomas, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, good, thanks. How's the squad looking? And the latest on Solanke, Romero back, MUANI,
What was the second one? Sorry.
Bentancur, Solanke, MUANI. Oh, sorry, Romero. Sorry.
No, Romero. So yes, Romero is fit and available, and he will start tomorrow. So that's promising news. I think there was a contract to the foot, and the medical did a good job to get him turned around. So trained and ready for tomorrow. Dom, the minor procedure went well, so that's good. As I said, in Bodø, the time frame we will know more of before. I can't even remember who will play next time, but when we come back for international, fully focused on Leeds tomorrow. So that will be more on the time frame, to be more specific there, if possible, of course. And KOLO has been on the pitch the last 2 days. Yeah. So that's very positive.
Good news. Sorry, on Bentancur, obviously the good news this morning, announced the long-term contract. How happy have you been with Bentancur since you've been here?
I think first and foremost, I think it's fantastic news that the club have managed to first extend Romero's contract, but also now Roderick Bentancur's contract. I think is a big sign of that both of them believe in the project and the future here, and hopefully the fantastic journey we are going to be on together. I think that's a big signal. It will be the easiest thing in the world for Roderick to run out his contract and do something different. So I think that's a fantastic signal to the fans, to everyone. And of course, I'm extremely happy that we managed to sign him. I think he's been a top player. No, he is a top player, and he's been a top player for Tottenham. I also think we can get even more out of him, and there's an even higher level in him.
And the to-do list all done. Your leadership group.
Yeah, finally, you guys pushed me, so I had to take a decision. I think I couldn't postpone it anymore.
Rodri and himself, Bentancur feels like a leader experience. You've had Pedro Porro as a captain against Doncaster, but the players you've selected, is there individual reasons for each one? Because I'd imagine James Maddison, for example, being out for the majority of the season, he'll be delighted, for example.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's down to a few bits. So first and foremost, I think there is quite a few with a leadership potential in them, and I think the more we can have that want to speak up and take responsibility for the bigger picture, the better. That's what I think create the best teams. And I agree with Roderick Bentancur and Pedro, especially the two of them. I think are two I really want to. I want them to take a lot of responsibility, and I think they do very well. But I also think this group, how can you say, also cover the squad to make sure we get around to everyone, make sure that all the groups, even that we one big group, are touched and in sync. So there's lots of factors into that.
I fully appreciate it's only October, but you've had so many changes in and out, incomings and outgoings. The squad's sort of settling down now. When do you get the chance to maybe speak with Vinay and Johan and the other board in terms of looking ahead to even January? Because it comes around so quick.
Yeah. To be fair, it goes quick. Everyone that is well organized, they will probably a week after the window shut, or 2 weeks maximum, they will start preparing the next following windows. So, of course, Vinay Johan is on top of that, preparing that, and then we of course will have a meeting relatively soon where we will start to talk about it, and then progress the planning from there.
Sure.
Hi Thomas, I wanted to ask about the recent record in terms of coming back into games, because Mickey van der Ven said in midweek it's a sign of resilience and a sign of the mentality within the squad, but how wary are you of that not becoming a pattern?
Yeah, of course. We could start tomorrow, try to to get up 1-0 first. I think it's football, and in football it's there's a relatively big, how can you say, risk then the opponents will score, and you need to manage to do that. So to manage to overcome that. And if you see the amount of games different teams are playing, I don't know what the percentages of how many times you get 1-0 down compared to what time you get 1-0 up, but you definitely need to have the ability to come back from setbacks. And I think the mentality and the foundation we are building, I think, is very important that you're able to do that. And I'm very pleased we managed to do it 3 times in a row, because I think a big thing, of course, it'll be nice just to run over teams and win 3-0 easy, but very few teams do that. This is the Premier League, the most competitive league in the world. It's impossible. Everyone is beating each other, left, right, and centre, more or less, except maybe 2-3 teams. And then we're playing Champions League, which is the best competition in the world, the club competition in the world. So we need to have that ability, which I'm happy with, and keep building on it. Of course, it's not that we're not working on trying to get in front, which we also have done.
In terms of the stats, they are showing that the right side of your attack, where of course we see Pedro and Mo operating, they're creating 45.8% of your chances in the Premier League this season, compared to 25% on the left and 29.2% through the middle. So how much are you working at the moment to try and improve the amount of chances you're creating from the left? Because of course the right side is doing really well at the moment.
I think we of course like to have. I don't think if I'm a little bit out to. I want it balanced. I'm just thinking about that, because if they're creating chances, then the other side are finishing it. So that's not too bad if you just look at stats. But I also think it's fair to say that Mo and Pedro, let's say that relationship is really well, and it seems like there's a little bit of consistency. They found each other, so that's good. And then there's probably been a little bit more with 2 different left backs, both Jet and Dest, and different wingers. So how can we get that little bit more of that consistency in there? And I think that links a little bit to the little bit more in sync and flow we try to work on the final third. But I'm relatively positive around that. I think Wilson is showing promising signs. I think Xavi is showing promising signs. I think Richie scored 3 goals and been fit the whole period. So I think it's getting there. Lucas show promising signs.
So not too much of a concern for you?
No, not for now.
In terms of your opponents tomorrow, Leeds, they haven't lost at home in the league for more than a year, while of course Spurs have the best away record in the Premier League this season. So where do you think this game could be won and lost?
I think first and foremost, I think Leeds they've done very well since they got promoted, and I think Daniel Farke and his staff have done well. And big respect for Daniel. I've known him for many years. He's a good colleague and friend in the game. We battled against each other quite a few times in the Championship and in the Premier League. So I'm so happy that he's doing well, and that they got a good start, and show how a great coach is and the coaching staff. So this we're going to Ellen Road, which I always admire as one of the best stadiums to go to, because the atmosphere is fantastic there. So it's a game we're looking forward to play. But also that I'm very aware that they haven't lost once. You said in last year, I think that was the stat, yeah.
They haven't lost at home in the league for more than a year. Their last loss was 1-0 at home to Burnley on the 14th of September.
It's more than a year. Sorry, I thought it was 1. More than a year. It's extremely. So I actually got that stat, but I got it wrong from my analysis department. So clearly, and we know that because of their fans and their home ground, they've been very good. I think the way they started the Premier League, it gives them a lot of confidence. They defend extremely well. They give very little away in open play. So we need to really be aware of that and really know that this is a game that can be 90 minutes back and forth, small setbacks you need to overcome. But we're ready for it. Look forward to it, and we'll do what we can to go for 3 points.
Just kind of going into a little bit more on the team news ones. Randall MUANI, would it be available to kind of play any part tomorrow? And also, how far is Kota Takai from being able to kind of...
KOLO MUANI will not be available to play. He's not in the squad tomorrow. Kota is better and better. He's trained fully with the team for a week, 10 days, a little bit more than that. So that's promising, definitely. So happy with that.
On Rodri, you said he can still improve, as any player can, obviously. I mean, just wondered, what areas do you see that he can push on to another level? Is it things like his goal scoring, maybe, things like that?
Yeah, I think one thing if I've seen, I'm very happy with him as a player and as a character. And I think when he plays his best level, I think he's at a top level as a midfielder here in the Premier League. And I probably need to see a little bit more consistency there. And I also want him to be a little bit more, and I told him himself, so he's I'm not saying anything I haven't told him. I want him to be a little bit more dictating the game, getting a little bit more on the ball when it's tough. He's so good at the ball, he's so composed. He's so good to get the ball in tight areas and get out of situations, and that I'd like to see a little bit more. So I think that's the first bit, and then I agree. I think he can easily add goals to his game, but I think the more we can control that middle of the pitch with him, the better.
Another midfielder, Archie Gray, another positive little kind of cameo towards the end in midweek, heading back to Leeds. How much do you think he'll have developed over those almost 18 months since he left Leeds? As I say, a young man, he's still a very young man.
Yeah, he's still a very young man. Of course, I didn't follow him with laser focus because I was in another club last year, but I think he played a lot of Premier League minutes, which always good for the development. No matter what, if you play right back. Did he also play left back? Definitely play right back, centre back or midfielder. So many minutes, so many experiences, some tough moments as well, and it's the tough moments that develop all of us. We know that. So that I liked. I like what I've seen from him pre-season. I really like him as a player, and sometimes he just needs to keep doing what he's doing. I think he's trained well, and I think especially last months probably. So I just see signs of good bits in training. Came on against Bodø, part of making a difference. I think he did good against Doncaster. Learned a lot. They played a way where they took the 8-out man mark, so it was a little bit more difficult to shine, if that makes sense. But I like everything about him.